So I've been in this struggle for several years between a paper day planner kind of a system here, or maybe one of the something like Planner Pad or Franklin Planner, and that versus something electronic. So much to my surprise, I mean, Android and Apple iPhones, they still don't have the basic software that replicates that functionality, which is just blows my mind. I mean, come on, people, let's do it. So my employer has been very gracious and is allowing us to buy Remarkable tablets, which is a tablet designed to take notes and such. This is going to be an unboxing and an initial setup. So I ordered the tablet and the pen. I did not order a case. I actually went to eBay. I thought the case was too expensive from Remarkable themselves. So I went to eBay. This was $29. It's kind of a leatherette feel. It's got a place for the pen. And the tablet, of course, can plug in there. So anyways, so I tried to save some money on that. So, all right, well, here we go. Tablet, let's see. Nice packaging, by the way. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's right. So they have replaceable tips that come with this. So these tips are, so there's one install, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the one in here, so that gives you 10 tips. That should give, I would guess this would be a long life thing. So anyways, don't lose this. All right, so there's the tips. Got a nice welcome thing here with congratulations, quick start guide, warranty and safety information. So this looks like a standard USB-C, which is awesome, right? There's a charging port right there on the corner. And this is probably some kind of a power button. That's it. There's only the one button. So I don't think this is an artificial cover on here. So I'm going to press and hold, power button to get started. So I'm going to press and hold. I've never used one of these. I'm going to try to get this thing started without doing any reading of instructions or anything like that, just because that makes it fun. So I've got the pen in my hand. Okay, welcome. Right, scratch and scribble below. Continue. Your screen is unique. Give it a try and see for yourself. Refresh. Did you see that? No, I didn't see that. I'm not sure what I was looking for. So let's get me set up. All right, so now it's going to ask me to connect to Wi-Fi, so I am going to just pause the camera for a second here while I connect to my home network. I'm not going to tell you which one it is and such. Connecting to the network. All right, so success, I'm connected to the network. Update your device. So it now wants to update the software. So I'm going to let this thing update software. I hope the battery is charged enough to do this. Okay, so now the update is done. It says installing, restarting. This is all very normal, very typical. No surprises here at all. This e-ink thing here is very readable. I mean, I like the contrast between this and it's got a little texture on there, which I know they've done to give it a paper feeling. So I need to, so now pair your device with a Remarkable account. So when I do that, it's going to import, sync, and transfer files, okay, to and from the cloud, right? It's going to be, that will function as a backup. I should be able to send pages and such by email. Convert handwritten notes to text. That may or may not be helpful to me. Integrate with Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive. I'm going to be using OneDrive. Access more powerful features. Okay, pair your device. Okay, so I need to go to my PC and create an account at myremarkable.com, enter a one-time code which will sync it, and set it up. All right, so let me go ahead and go to myremarkable.com. Okay, so now I've set all this stuff up. So it's the classic process, right? I mean, you tell it an email address you want to sync it to, and then they send an email to that address, and you have to confirm it and do some linkage and such. So, okay, so I'm paired English United States. I am right-handed. You did it. Finish. Easy peasy. Exactly as expected. No surprises so far. No surprises. Everything just configures exactly like you'd expect when you set up a new device, especially one that's going to sync. So, all right, very good. I'll get back with you. So I've had 3 days now to work with the Remarkable tablet. So let me tell you about my analysis after 3 days of using it. First off, this thing is so simple. I did a transition from my paper book to the Remarkable in 1 day, and I don't mean 8 hours. I mean, while I was working on my day job, I just was able to use it so easily on that first day that by the end of that day, I put my other book behind me, or just in case I need it for reference to go back. But other than that, I'm done with it. So 1 day transition, fantastic. This thing is so easy to use. All right, a couple of notes though. Now I bought the pen. This is the pen that does not include the eraser. All right, some of them can come with an eraser on the end. For me, this is like a Dayplanner kind of a situation. That's not necessary. Now, if you're an artist drawing and such, or an architect using this thing, it might be a different story. But for me, I really don't need the eraser. Now, there's a couple of reasons. One is there's a freeform select feature here. So you click on that. It's actually over here on the side. And now you can select anything you want here. And then whatever's included in that area, it asks you what you want to do. Do you want to cut it, or do you want to copy it to the clipboard? So easy enough to do. Also, there is an erase function here. So I just erase a couple things there. After a couple seconds, it takes it away. So there's an erase function built in here. So you don't need to buy the erase pen to have erase functionality, is what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Next topic. When you first go into this thing, you need to set up a template. So they have like a Dayplanner template in there, and I started using it. I didn't like it. The reason was kind of silly, but you got the lines down the page here, and they did not have enough lines, so I wasn't getting as much information on one page here that I wanted. So I converted to, I think this might be the yellow pad format, so it's got a lot of lines on it, and I'm using smaller writing, so I can get more on a page. Now, the other thing I'd mention is that there are some pretty interesting templates in there, notebook templates. So one is a bunch of dots, right? So if somebody needs to draw things, or architect, so there's multiple templates and such. There's some with different columns if you need multiple columns. There's one that has like a checklist format. I almost used that. But anyways, now the problem is if I couldn't figure out how to change the template for the notebook once I got started. So I was 2 days into it, and I wanted to change my template. So I ended up creating a new notebook with the template I wanted, and then I just did the select and copied this stuff over. So it wasn't that big of a deal to get my 2 pages worth copied into the new format. But just be aware of that. I haven't been able to see how you can change the template. All right, battery life. So I charged this overnight, Sunday night through Monday morning, and when I came to use it on Thursday morning, it said it needed a charge. And I had it in sleep mode for all those days, I think. I might have turned it off, powered it down once, but anyways. So basically about 3 full days of all-day use, and this is another feature you don't want to know about. They've got a screensaver thing, right? With your tablets, after so many minutes they turn off, and you have to swipe your finger or do something, get them turned back on again, right? They go into sleep mode. This thing, there's a setting where you can have it go into sleep mode after 12 hours. That's what I've done. I love that. So I come in the morning, I wake it up, and it sits at my desk on all day. So that's 3 days of battery life with the thing pretty much on all day. Okay, so that's pretty good battery life. I'm really happy with that. The case, the company sells a case. It was very expensive, so I bought this one on eBay, $29 I think or something. So there's plenty of options available. Very nice. The only thing with the case is beware that the magnetism for the pen here on the side is the plastic holder reduces the magnetism, so the pen doesn't want to stay on as good as it would otherwise. So what they've done on this one, they've put a pen slot in the back here. You can slide the pen in outside the case, so that solves the problem just fine, you know, for the rare times when you're traveling with this thing or moving it around. Also, you do have to use the pen. You have to use their pen, and your fingers don't work. Now, for me, this is good because I can set my hand on here and it doesn't mess up a thing. I did notice with the pen tip, the way it's designed, that if you hold your pen at a low angle, you'll get a fatter line than if you hold it more vertical and write more vertical. So, for example, here's sideways. You can see how fat that is, and then it thins out. All right. Here, I took the pen. This is written with the setting on thin ink. This is medium and thick. I've been using the medium, as you can see here. I might transition to the thin. This kind of a heavy looking thing here. I might just thin it out and go to thin. But anyway, somewhere between medium and thin is the right one for me. Kind of a strange thing I'm still trying to figure out. There's a little bit of debris on the pen here. It looks like that material from the black tip. So it's almost like the black tip is maybe some sort of a carbon material like a pencil, right? I don't use a pencil on this, but I think it's kind of like a pencil with graphite or something, and it seems to be dusting off on the tip here. No big deal. I'll try to clean it later. I'm not worried about it, but just beware of that. It looks kind of weird. This thing reminds me of an Etch-a-Sketch, the way it kind of looks, you know, just the way the ink looks and such. It's kind of interesting that way. The other thing I wanted to mention was the apps. So there's a Windows app for this, and also an Android, and I assume an Apple app. I have an Android phone myself, so I didn't check the Apple one, but I assume they have an Apple one. Anyways, very simple to use. Now, so you have to pay a fee. So for US $4.99 a month, it basically is cloud storage, and I want that feature because what happens if I lose this or if I break it? Right, you're in trouble. You really, you know, so. With the cloud storage, I'm using it as a backup function, but also if I happen to be somewhere and I don't have my Remarkable with me, I can easily call things up, right, and look things and research things with whatever tool I have. If I happen to have a PC handy, if I happen to be in the airport and I want to use my smartphone, then I can do that. So, excellent feature. Now, if you pay a little bit more, I think it's $7.99 a month. I'm going to experiment with that. If you pay $7.99 a month, you can have their computers. So this thing uploads these pages, right? And then they run optical character recognition, OCR. So they'll run OCR on this. So for example, let's say I've got a Remarkable here. Let's say 3 months from now I wanted to come back and find these notes that I wrote for you today. I could use the search function and search for the word Remarkable. All right, and assuming that the computers can read my messy handwriting, then it would find this page for me using the application. So I believe that search works on the Windows and the Android application. So I'm anxious to try that. The question is going to be, how well does it do with my messy handwriting, right? And we all have messy handwriting, so hopefully they've done a good job. But I believe that logic, the OCR logic, is done in the cloud, so they can spend lots of computer processing to do the OCR, and you don't have to drain your battery here on the tablet. All right, so what don't I like about this? Well, I'll be honest, there's not much I don't like. I'm a little bit worried about pen life, right? I'm getting debris on it here. It comes with 10 tips. I assume I could buy another pen with 10 more tips if I had to. But so I'm just curious, not too worried about it, but a little bit curious how long this thing will last, you know. The other thing that, this is a very small thing, is to change pages you flip sideways. You just take your finger and you slide it sideways, right? Well, on the application versions, you need to flip vertical to change pages. Overall, I love this thing. The transition was so easy. It's thinner than my Dayplanner book, but it is a little bit larger physically. The page size, the writable area is actually about the same as my book here, so very similar to one of these books. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Costs money. It's not free, but boy, it sure is an easy tool to use. And I love the cloud sync on this thing, the syncing with the cloud. So I hope you're having as great a day as I am. I know that God loves me. My wife loves me. My kids love me amazingly still. So have a great day. Bye.